kept him around or they kept liking him because of me. That's a whole nother, because this person deserves a whole intro,
he deserves some of our conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
This I'm just touching over everything because I want to go back downtown.
Yeah.
And I want to get everything out of the way back there.
Yeah.
But even talking about the kids I grew up with, there's one kid in particular, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to call him Fat Georgie. Now, mind you, he's not fat no more.
Yeah.
I look at Facebook. I said, man, he's skinnier than me. I never thought, I mean, he's looking good.
Yeah.
You know? But as a kid growing up,
that was his
he was
nickname.
a little overweight.
Yeah.
Call him Fat Georgie. Man, I tell you, the love I got for this kid, you know, when I say kids, because...
Well, you were kids when you were associated.
I mean, the main kids that I grew up with, Fat Georgie, Albie, Louis DeVito. I mean, you got maybe 5, 6 of us, right? I mean, that I went to school with. We went to St. Patrick's together, grammar school, went to high school together. Those are your real innocent friends.
Yep. True friends that last forever.
True friends last forever.
Yep.
Kids would never hurt me.
Yeah.
Never got worried about getting, you know, them double-crossing me or doing anything like that, you know?
Blessed to have a few people like that in your life every now and then.
But again, here's another kid, Fat Georgie. Don't talk to him. I know. You don't want to put people on the spot. You don't want to start reaching out.
It's awkward.
And then this and put them on the spot. I leave them alone.
Yeah.
They want to reach out to me. Everybody knows where I'm at now.
Yeah.
They know how to get a hold of me. You want to reach out to me? No problem. You don't? Still love you.
It's all good. Yep.
It's all good. But Georgie, when you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the laughs we had, me and him growing up. I mean, the real good times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Got a handful of those friends still till today, thank God.
They show the what's what.
What's what?
Every time we used to see each other, me and Georgie, hey, what's what?
What's what? That's how this came about.
That's how it came about. Yeah. From kids.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? You carried that with you for how many years?
And you know what? I didn't get it from him. I didn't get it from him. I'm thinking who I got it from in my family. Somebody in my family taught me that.
What's what?
And I would go down there and tell Georgie, what's what? Hey, what's what, buddy? You know?
Yeah.
And Georgie talks like with a mumble, like, you know?
Instead of saying, what's the story? What's what? It's the
you know, I think about it, Georgie always talked like an old man, like from a kid. You know, you get those friends that, yeah. They always talk like they were like
20 years older than you were. Yeah, it's funny stuff.
But Georgie, if Georgie wasn't, okay, you could be made, if your father's Italian and your mother's whatever,
right?
You could be made.
The bloodline had to be from your dad.
From your dad, right? Georgie's father was Polish. Okay. Mom was Italian. If Georgie's father was Italian, he'd be made.
Yeah. And you see that in him, that he could have been a made guy.
I'm telling you, every wise guy from every family that knows him, they love this kid.
Oh, I bet.
So growing up, he was good friends with Buddy Della Croce.
Okay, that name
was
sounds really familiar.
O'Neill Della Croce's son. He had a candy store we used to hang out in. So Buddy opened up a candy store. Remember the candy stores?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So this candy store was on Mulberry between Spring and Prince. I used to hang out there too.
Get your egg creams in those places.
The egg creams, remember that?
Man, I love those egg creams. Chocolate, vanilla, whatever I can get my hands on.
So back then when Buddy had the candy store, he had all the latest and greatest arcade machines. I'm talking about like the Missile Command, Pac-Man, Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Remember,
all the stuff from the 80s.
That was the big thing?
70s and 80s,
yeah. So you had all the machines in there, jukebox. It was the place to be. Yeah, the candy store in there, you know, and George used to run it.
Oh, that's cool.
So you had him like it was like a little operator, Georgie, you know. And Buddy would come. I tell you, Buddy developed a serious drug problem, but he was good to all the kids in the neighborhood. He was good to me. He was good to everybody. Very generous. Buddy was a very generous guy.
Drugs take you over, man. I've seen it happen.
George used to run Buddies. And I remember when Buddy passed away, he OD'd.
Mm.
And everybody was told not to go to his wake. You believe that? No Gambinos, nobody showed up to
Nobody
his wake.
could go there.
Nah. I went to
Because
his
of
wake.
the drugs? Or other things had to be part of the drug thing, too.
I don't know what the case was, why they told everybody not to go, but he didn't get the respect from the Gambinos. He was made with them. I remember I went to the wake. Other wise guys did go to the wake, like Pete DeFeo went to the wake, Black Alex, guys from the neighborhood that
That's
knew
from
him.
your neighborhood.
Yeah, I went in. Actually, I went there with them.
Shows respect, for sure.
Yeah, his mother, we showed respect to his mother,
Mm-hmm.
his sister, the immediate family.
Absolutely.
Because growing up, I knew the whole family, And there was a time where I heard that Neil dated my aunt. To the point where they want to get married.
Wow.
But I guess the mother didn't approve of it. Back then, like when you married, yeah, it still stands today. I guess, when you married a woman, you got to marry the whole family.
That's true.
You marry somebody, right?
Yeah. And she marries your family, like it or not.
So I guess there was a rift somehow, whatever. They went separate ways, but I knew the whole family. They knew me. Never got close to them where, I hung out with them. Because, my father's on Prince Street, and I had rest of my family's with the Genovese family, But yeah, Buddy was good. Buddy was good to all the kids in the neighborhood. The father, O'Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, the neighborhood that would help you, because people that didn't get help in my neighborhood, or if they didn't get help anywhere else, and it was some kind of relation or some kind of introduction, they would go to the West Side. The West Side would help you.
That's their reputation, and they did the right thing.
The West Side always did the right thing.
Yeah, they did the right thing. It's
always. I think
hard
back,
to do unless you had control. I know you keep laughing because I keep saying that, but that's sometimes how you have to rule to keep people in line.
Well, some people talk about wise guys, they talk about made guys and everything. You hear all bad. You hear all the bad things, right?
For the most part, yeah.
They did a lot of good for the neighborhoods, too.
That's what everybody has seemed to have forgotten about, what they could accomplish because of who they were. They always look at the bad.
People don't talk about those things. They don't talk about how good they did for the neighborhoods, how much they contributed back to the neighborhood.
How they protected, how they cared for one another. And there's a lot of factors in that, and they did it all. The good that they did, where people have more so focused on the bad, because that sells newspapers, as we talked about, and the stories. But all the good that small neighborhoods did for each other was, and I guess, a thing of the past, so people aren't interested in that.
So Fat Georgie. We ain't going to call him Fat George no more. We just call him Georgie. Big Georgie.
Big Georgie. Right? There you go.
Big Georgie, my man.